Like if Brandon Aiyuk gets bothered by Trent Williams' contract conversation, if that gets under your skin, that's on you.
Yes,
it's on you.
It's always on you as the player when you're in a situation where you're under contract and you're looking for more. But it is a little bit annoying when you watch McCaffrey throw not even a tantrum, but McCaffrey sends a message. Oh boy, we got to take care of CMC, and now Trent. I'm holding out, and he will be taken care of before Monday for sure.
Well, listen.
He's in camp by Monday.
You may be right. I certainly wouldn't bet the over. But I will say this because I do think that it's part of the conversation. I don't want to get into the culture of all this or take shots at wide receivers or anything like that. Some people like to do things quietly. Some like to do things loudly. And I don't know which way is right, wrong. I don't know that either are. That's just the way some people are built. You know what I mean? Lovely Christy doesn't like to watch football games at my house. My family and me, we too loud. Like go over to that house, right? But it's just quiet over here. Just really turn the volume down a little bit. But did you notice, because I'm sure the Niners did, that Christian's contract request had this much sound to it?
Right.
And Trent's contract request had this much sound to it.
Well, I mean,
and Brandon has poop emojis on IG, TikTok, and Ryan Clark's podcast.
They're different situations.
Exactly.
And you're right.
Exactly.
So if you're Brandon Aiyuk, you don't have the leverage, nor do you have the ability to do it quietly. The only way you can do it is to go in February and say, this is what I want. And then they offer you whatever they offered you, and you don't do it, and you think about it, and this and that. I got my suit ready, and the contract doesn't get done, and then whop, 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 whop. All these contracts come in.
Stop whopping him.
No, you can't stop whopping him because CeeDee Lamb is about to be the last of the ones that come in, and that's not going to help Brandon either because that's going to, in his mind, think, oh, my market just went up another $1 million. And for the Niners, they're like, well, we had an offer that we thought back in March we all agreed was, pretty close, and you were getting your suit ready and whatnot. So you can't really compare the two things as far as noise goes, because if you're Trent, you're waiting until today, and you realize, oh, geez, camp starts today. I don't have a lot of guaranteed money. I want guaranteed money. Hey, agent, call the Niners. Let them know I'm not showing up.
That didn't happen today. That didn't happen yesterday. It didn't happen last week.
You know what I'm saying about the amount of noise.
Right, but
when you're Trent Williams, you don't have to make noise. You're Trent Williams. You're a Hall of Famer.
You don't have to do it if you're Brandon Aiyuk either. CeeDee Lamb hadn't said a damn word.
Well, until a couple of days ago where he announced that he wasn't, or he didn't announce, but his camp let it be known that he's not coming to camp.
Not coming to camp. That's actions speaking for you, not social media. Not like CeeDee Lamb did not go hand in hand with somebody else's quarterback and start parading around the internet. Hey, they don't want me anymore. What? Come on.
That was just a coincidence.
Come on. Listen, I love Brandon, but can we take 30 seconds to be a little bit analytical about the way he's done this?
The process.
I don't like it. I don't think it's been effective at all.
I don't think they like it.
And I don't think the Niners liked it.
Right.
And that's fine. I'm not in the business of making sure you do everything that the Niners like. But while we sit here and compare things that aren't really comparable, let's do that. Let's do that. Who has made it easier to do what they're asking to do? I would argue Christian and Trent, and Fred, and George, and those who have come before him. Debo obviously that one got wobbly.
Debo did it the same way.
Not quite.
Mostly.
Not quite. Debo requested a trade.
Right. Debo did some social media. He scrubbed the Niners.
He scrubbed. He didn't post.
Scrubbed.
There's one thing to scrub. Clay scrubbed. How would you have felt if Clay was like, not only did I scrub, I'd like to do a post. Here's my IG story. Hey, Warriors. Boom. Bleep you.
Damn.
Honestly, that you're going to get a different result. Remember the Flowers thing the comp that I gave you?
Yep.
And for those of you who don't listen to every minute of every show, what's wrong with you?
Right.
But last week, I was giving the example of what if Dibs got in the car on the way home and was like, you know what? I haven't gotten the lovely supper. I haven't gotten her flowers in like 6 months.
It's been more like 4, but go ahead.
I think I should get some flowers on the way home because
You're not wrong.
She's been working hard. She's raising my baby, and I think that I want to acknowledge her.
You got me Googling florists, but go ahead.
And you got those flowers, and you picked out the right ones. You might have even spent, 30, not 20.
Dude, it's usually 60 and north.
Exactly, I know.
30.
Anyway.
Get a couple of daffodils and some ragweed.
I'll see you in the aisles. But anyway.
They do have nice flowers.
They got great flowers. So anyway, you got the flowers on your on the passenger seat and you're driving home and you're on the Bay Bridge and you're like, man, we're going to have a great dinner tonight. I'm going to bring my lady flowers and let's see if we can put that girl, that little Mila down to bed early and let's see if we can have ourselves a night. Yeah, and then the phone rings on your way.
Boy, you had me at put her down early, but go ahead.
And it's your wife.
Yeah.
And, how's your day? Whatever. Oh, gosh, yeah, boy, talking sports must be a hard life, Dan.
It's brutal.
And the conversation starts to get wobbly. And then all of a sudden she's like, and you know what? You don't appreciate me.
Oh, boy.
You never do anything just for the sake of doing it. Why don't you ever? Because I'm here. I'm here raising this baby every day. While you're out there screaming to Mark Willard about Kevon Looney.
Luke Jackson, he's got to go.
You're out there screaming and yelling about Tyler Fitzgerald's war. Now what are you doing with the flowers? She's made it impossible for you to give her the flowers.
Green bin, compost.
So that would be if I were Brandon Aiyuk's agent or brother or girlfriend or all of the people who've put stuff on social. That'd be my advice. Christian McCaffrey got his. Shh. Go talk to them, not us, because that's passive aggressive. And they are very aware of what you're doing. You're trying to turn people against them. And I would argue that they don't like that. And so now numbers are public. I don't know what Trent wants. I never knew what Christian wanted. And quite frankly, I don't even know if I understand what they did with Christian. But it made him happy. And he was out there today with his jersey on. But Brandon, you start pinning people into a corner and saying, I got Jaden Daniels and 26 isn't good enough. And did you see what Amon-Ra got? And you start screaming and yelling about this. You put the Niners in a position where it's like, dude, we can't even move a little bit even if we wanted to. Because now we look like our tails between our legs if we move. Because you've pinned us. So just, to me, word to the wise, just do it behind the scenes. Because what did this pile of Instagram posts, what did it get you? What?
So far, nothing.
What is the end result of TikTok and Jaden Daniels and Ryan Clark?
So far, not much.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
You got nothing. And you still showed up. Because the Niners
had no choice.
That you had no choice.
He's got no choice. He's got to make the 14.1 and hope that they can do right by him. But you watch what happened with Christian McCaffrey, and basically what he got was more guaranteed money, and his contract got reworked, and he got more cash up front and more guaranteed money. And that's what Trent's going to get. Trent's going to get more guaranteed money up front, and whatever happens on the back end, it'll be more team friendly, and that's fine. And you're Aiyuk, and you're thinking, you want me to come in here and play on my fifth-year option for 14.1? Meanwhile, Christian and Trent, they tremble a little bit, and then you rush over and you give them what they want. This does nothing to make Brandon Aiyuk feel better about his situation with the Niners.
I understand that.
And I understand that he has no real power and he has no leverage, but what he has is feelings. He's a human being, Mark, and he sees what's going on around him, and you're expecting him to come in now and put your body on the line and do everything that you expect everyone to do. Meanwhile, Trent and Christian, they raise their pinky and they show a little bit of disconcertion, and then they get taken care of, but he doesn't. It's not going to do anything to make him feel better about his situation.
No, of course not. There's no... You want to get mad at your situation? Get mad at your collective bargaining agreement. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I know it doesn't sound like it.
John Lynch said the very thing. Right. He said, we all agreed to a fifth-year option contract.
I'm sure it does not and has not sounded like this. I am completely sympathetic to Brandon's position. I really am. He's a fantastic player. And does he deserve a big, shiny new wide receiver contract? He does. He does. But there's also a lot of circumstances at play here that have led to this. Some are fair, some are not. And I do still think that there is a way for this to work out. It may be, I'm not saying firmly, but it may be that this is one of those situations where it is better for all sides to wait till the end of the year. And I understand for Brandon how offensive that is, because that means he's got to put his body on the line for 17 to 20 more times, and you have no idea what's going to happen in those situations. And if something goes wrong, then he never gets his money. So, like, I get it. But I also, I've been around working in America long enough to know that you can push and shove a corporation, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. You can ram them in the side of the head all you want, and they are very unlikely to even feel it.
Unless you're somebody who can make them feel it.
Right.
Like Trent Williams at left tackle, where he is so key to your run game and he's even more important to your pass game. If he decides that he wants more and he doesn't want to show up and maybe he wants to, play coy and show up late and do the Bosa thing and come in week one, whatever he wants to do, that affects you a lot more than if Brandon Aiyuk decides that he's not happy.
Of course. I'm sorry, I should say it another way. The Niners felt it. You want to know what they did? They're like, oh, what was that? Oh, the walls are shaking a little bit.
Right.
Tell you what,
it's like a 2.1 earthquake.
Let's go draft Ricky Pearsall.
Sure.
There, that takes care of that.
Maybe.
If
it doesn't take care of it, then
we try again next year.
Right. And if it doesn't take care of it, then you expect Brandon to come in and do what he's doing now, which is come in and report and show up and play. And, it is all in Brandon's best interest to come in and play well. It does him no good to come in and fake injury or jake it, play, half-hearted or any of those things. All those things hurt him.
Let me ask you this. So he's holding in. To what end and how long? What happens if the 49ers don't offer him anything new between now and this time next month?
Well, eventually he comes out and plays, And so I don't think that him holding in is any real motivator for the team to do right by him. But I do think that him holding in is kind of the smart way to, ease my way in, make sure I don't get hurt. I want to make sure that the training staff thinks I'm 100% good to go. And you've got, 3 weeks until the first preseason game? And Brandon Aiyuk could only play one preseason game at most anyway. So for him, holding in makes perfect sense. You can go between now and September, and you can kind of ease your way into football shape.